friends, what's happening? What's going on? Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Here we are. Man, it's Sunday, the day after St. Patrick's Day. So I hope everybody's feeling all right, you know. Didn't hurt yourselves too bad yesterday. It's good to wake up, you know, no headache and ready to rock and roll on this fine morning. It's a beautiful day here in Spring, Colorado. Today is going to be fun because I want to show you this and talk about this bass that I'm holding right now. You know, I realize that I always say this is one of my favorite basses and that's one of my favorite basses. I think I say it in every video I make. But this one is actually really and truly one of my favorite basses. You know, it's just one of those special instruments that it started out, you know, as an inexpensive copy, Fender copy that I bought. For some reason, I just had a feeling that it could be a really great bass one day, and then I sent it out to my friends at Nordstrand Audio, and they did some modifications to it that absolutely took it to the most spectacular place. First of all, we did a modification where we changed the pickup and the electronics, and that's probably the biggest and most important one. We put in the big BladeMan pickup. Actually, originally it had a big man, and then I switched it to the big BladeMan. Humbucker pickup right in the sweet spot, in the P bass sweet spot, but so it's got a humbucker there now. And then we put the active passive 2-band preamp in it for electronics. And the other thing that they did for me, Kerry Nordstrand, reshaped the neck. It had kind of a, not kind of, it definitely had a baseball bat, real deep C baseball bat kind of neck on it. He shaved it down considerably, so now it feels much more like a jazz bass. And if you notice, it's not real wide up here at the nut. It's kind of thin. Maybe not as thin as a real old jazz bass, but definitely not fat like a P bass. It's somewhere in the middle. So this neck is just perfect. And then Mina, as we all love him and adore him, call him, did the fretwork on it. He just basically went through and re-leveled and re-crowned, polished, and did the fret edges and redid the whole fingerboard to be absolutely spectacular. People that have played this bass, great bass players that have been here to visit, have told me this is the best playing P bass I've ever played. And I have to agree. The way that the frets are done, the action is really low, and there's no buzz, okay? And it really sings. It has a nice tension, and it really sings. No fret grind, if you know what I mean. Every note sings really clearly. So the end result is kind of like this freaking amazing P bass kind of vibe, but kind of on a steroid sort of in terms of the bigness of the sound. It's not an overly kind of colored sound because these Nordstrand blade pickups are just real loud and clear. I would say it's an unforgiving pickup, meaning if you've got really great technique, it's really going to enhance that and you're going to hear every single nuance that you do. If you got really crappy technique, you're going to hear that. It just shows what you're doing what I'm doing, it just really puts it out there, and I can hear every articulation perfectly clear. Kind of an aggressive. Kind of an aggressive, kind of throaty thing when you dig in and put a lot of force on it. But it can be gentle and nuanced, you know. You notice I'm not changing the knobs at all. I got the volume all the way up, the passive tone is up, and the treble and bass are just past this, just past the center, so they're just ever so slightly boosted. Lots of nice clarity in the treble there if you want it. But man, I use this bass a lot. I like it on blues gigs. You know, I do a lot of blues gigs and stuff like that. It really does the old school P bass thing wonderfully. I could sit around and play it all day long. No left hand fatigue at all because the action is so low. I don't know how, you know, it's just a testament to how awesome Mo is at setting up instruments. He's one of these kind of guys that's like, his kind of code is to get the frets to be as level as possible, get the action to be as low as possible without any buzz, and then go from there. You know, you can always go up from there. And every bass that I have that Mo has set up is one of my best instruments. I have two Hammersmiths that he set up. I have this one. I have my orange sparkly Nordy VJ5 that he set up. And I'm pretty sure I have one other one, but I can't think of it right now. But all the basses that Mo at the Nordstrand shop has worked on are just killer. The frets, the way that the frets are dressed out. I mean, if you're looking for a great setup on the bass that you have, or want to do a pickup improvement on a bass that you have. You know you love this bass. It's your bass. You've had it your whole life, whatever. You know you're going to have it your whole life. Send the bass out to the Nordstrand shop. Let them put in some pickups and have Mo set it up for you. If it costs $300-400, it's money that you will be so glad you spent. I promise you. So there's my video that I have for you today. I want to wish you a great Sunday, and hey, here comes a whole new week. We're going to have lots and lots of fun. Before I go, I want to thank Jeff Genzler and everybody at Genzler. I absolutely love this rig. I've had it for a couple weeks now. I've been taking it out on gigs and using it here in the studio, and I really love it. These bass array cabs are they're just killer. The way that this cabinet is engineered with the 4 3-inch high frequency drivers, and then the low frequency 12-inch in there, internally crossed over, built in this kind of array, kind of wedge, the bottom one has one of these to it, so that when you stack them up, it kind of tilts it back, kind of like a line array, that you see at all the gigs nowadays. And then with these, it's an independent chamber that has these high frequency drivers in it, and man, the cabs just sound killer. And the way that they fill up a performance space with like even distribution of all the frequencies is really impressive. And then the head, 800-watt Class D lightweight head, 2 channels. It's got a drive channel on it. It's got a cool contour that you can select the sweep of the contour, which is pretty cool. And then a 4-band EQ. I just run it with the EQ flat, and it sounds fantastic. The way that the cabs are crossed over, and the way that the whole thing is put together, it just sounds great at noon. I call noon flat. It's not necessarily flat, but you know what I mean. 12 o'clock, boom. All right, have a great day, and we'll talk to you real soon. Peace.